What up, folks? Welcome to Ontario History Vlogs. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about if in fact there is a tunnel underneath Euclid Avenue, and I'll also be talking about the bomb shelter under Chaffey High School's football field. You know, these stories have been out there for many decades, told by skeptics and true believers. Hopefully this vlog will put all those myths to rest. We'll start with the tunnel underneath Euclid Avenue. Back in 1883, the Chaffey brothers founded Ontario and created Euclid Avenue, then sold the land to Charles Frankish. It was up to Mr. Frankish to develop Ontario and make it thrive as he did. He's the one that brought in all the establishments and banks. Well, during those days, it was the wild, wild west. It was highly, highly risky to travel anywhere without a shotgun. Common practice back then, folks. So, Mr. Frankish had to do something to keep his money safe, his community safe, his merchants safe, and his people safe. So what he did is he constructed a tunnel from Holt Avenue all the way up to D Street, primarily just to deliver goods safely to the stores and money safely to the banks. And he used that tunnel for about 20 years because by the 1920s, the Wild West days were said and done with already. So the primary purpose for the tunnels in the 1920s was for the elite to travel through. You see, the Granada Theater was a baby fox at the time, and we also had the California Theater. Those two theaters attracted a lot of attention. A lot of A-listers would show up to Ontario, such as Judy Garland and Charlie Chaplin. They would travel these tunnels to avoid the public. Now, fast forward to the 1980s, the city had to seal off the entrances because there was a problem. There was a big problem. A lot of homeless people were found deceased in these tunnels, and it wasn't because they were being murdered. It was because of the hazardous gases that were down there. It was highly, highly dangerous to be down there, and they would sleep down there and they won't wake up. So the city sealed off all of the entrances to these tunnels. You can't find entrances to these tunnels anymore, to this tunnel anymore. So please, folks, don't go out there looking for any, because they do not exist anymore. So now let's go to the bomb shelter at Chaffey High School. You see, the current campus was built in the 1930s. The shelter has been there since the 1930s. It wasn't until the 1940s when Chaffey decided, for precautionary purposes, to make it a bomb shelter, just in case the United States was bombed and in case we were bombed because of the war. Thank goodness that never happened. But in fact, that shelter wasn't built for a bomb shelter. It existed 10 years before that. It was just for precautionary purposes. It never had to be used. It still exists today. I believe it's sealed off. If you have any photos of it from the 80s or 90s, especially video, please let me know. Alrighty, folks, that will conclude this vlog. I appreciate you all watching. I'm Jerry James with Ontario History Vlogs, reminding you to live, learn, and to explore. Until the next time, see ya!